Good morning. What's going on? Happy Thursday, y'all. I didn't get a chance to come on here yesterday. Hey, Roxy. Because I was working and I was, did I come on here at all yesterday? I was supposed to go to work, but I didn't go. It wasn't beneficial for me to go. So I am going to go today. However, I am carless. My son has my car. My husband is gone because he has to take his mom to the doctor. So he's going to go do that. And I'm going to have to call an Uber. And I know what you guys are thinking. Why in the world are you calling an Uber? Why didn't you take your son to school and work? Well, here's the thing. He has to go to work Saturday. And I'm going to have the car. And so he's going to catch a ride with a friend on Saturday. So that's cool. I never want to burn someone out all the time. So like him catching rides, him not being, able to like have reliable transportation. I just, he has a friend, of course, that takes him to work sometimes. And he has a friend that, takes him, picks him up, drop him off at home. And he doesn't live that far, or we don't live that far from the school. So it's really not it's probably 5 minutes away. And so I could have taken him to school. He could have gotten a ride from school back home. Then he would need a ride from home to work and then back home tonight. And I'm like, I don't want to do all that. You just take the car. It's easier for me to just call an Uber, take me to work, and call an Uber to pick me up and bring me back home. And I'll probably be home because I don't know how long this meeting will last. I'm not going to be there all day. I'm just going to be there for the meeting itself. But yeah, so the kind of good news is I did find him a car. Well, I found me a car. The only issue is the truck. It's a truck. It's an SUV. It's a Ford Explorer. So it's a Ford Explorer, and it is has 3 rows, or an extra row, however you look at it, extended row, whatever. And it's within my price range. It's 10 years old. It's over 100,000 miles, but it's still, I probably can get another maybe 5 years out of it. But I don't want to give it to my son because it's an SUV. I know I'm probably wrong because I'm supposed to be looking for him a car, but I'm just not about to give him an SUV. And yeah, I'm just not that. If I got him an SUV, it will be an older vehicle, but it won't be a 3-seater, a 3-row, 8 passenger car. I'm not doing that. So, and then on top of that, the guy was like, oh, yeah, but we would have to pay it off. I'm like, what? Yeah, we don't have the title to it because his daughter has a loan on it. And I'm like, so does she have, because it's 10 years old. So maybe she bought it in 2000, and let's say she bought it in 2019. So maybe she had a title on it, and maybe she owed like the check cashing people. I don't know. But when my husband and when we were listening to the guy he was talking about, I was like, no, how are you going to, like, you can't give me the car and I can't give you money because you don't have the title. And I'd be doggone if I give you some G's and I can't get no title. So probably leave that alone. So I'm checking with this other guy who I've been checking with like periodically. He actually had, I think I told you guys this, he had a Nissan Altima. I think it was like under 100,000 miles for like $5,000. And so I was like, oh, you know what? This would be perfect for my son. It was a 3S, what is it? 2.5, 3.0, whatever they do. But I'm like, I would rather invest $5,000. And then if something happens to the car, he needs to get if he has to get any repairs done on it or anything like that, it'll still be good for him because he goes to work and he goes to school. He don't really go anywhere else. So the car will really just be sitting up. So it'll be worth the $5,000. But someone else beat me to it, so I wasn't able to get that. I feel like I've said this before, so I probably will cut this part out. But I'm checking with this guy, and the way I'm checking with him, just riding down the street to see if he put any cars out or whatever. He did have one car that was a Chrysler 300. It was above my price range, but it was fully loaded. It was a beautiful car. But I'm like, again, I'm not buying my son a luxury car for his very first car. Like, I'm just not doing that. So anyway, that's the dilemma for today. But also, I don't know if you got, I think I mentioned this earlier. I did show like a clip of an outfit or two, maybe 5 by the time you guys see this. So yeah, the quality wasn't that good. However, I still posted anyway. So this weekend is going to be busy. Y'all, I am on a roll. Do you hear me? I am on a roll. I know I shouldn't be worried about this car situation, but I am, because I want to have my son. I didn't have a car. Let me put this on record. My brother had a car, if I can recall. My mom ended up getting another car, and my brother ended up getting like this, like the hand-me-down car or whatever. But he had a car, and he could, of course, go anywhere he wanted to go. Then when his tail graduated, they sold the car. Like, they forgot they had one more kid left. And so I basically borrowed their car. I had to get picked up and all of that. So I was 19 when I bought my first car. I'll never forget. It was a Jeep Cherokee, the utility kind, like the old kind. And it was 10 years old. I want to say it had 80,000 miles on it, 90,000 miles. It was like $5,000, or maybe it was 7,500. Maybe it was 75. It was very low in miles. And I remember it was around Christmas time. We stopped and we saw it. Yeah, I think it was 7,500, because yeah, it was 7,500. Yeah, I was so excited to get a car. It didn't even matter to me. When I got in that car, and my brother was on the right side of me, driving in his car, my oldest brother. He was on the right side of me, and I was in the left lane, and I went to go blow the horn. Y'all, the horn didn't work. I was like, what? Like, the horn didn't work. Like, my brother had to get that car fixed. All I know, it was smoking. I didn't know if it was the radiator that was messed up, if it was the water heater, radiator, coolant. It was something to the point. But anyway, I drove it every weekend back and forth to school, college. And then some type of way, well, that's another story. The car got taken away from me. I don't know how you can pay a note, because I was paying like a small little note. But my brother took it from me because, I don't know, I did something and he took it, but he ended up getting it fixed. So he got it fixed, and when I got back up there, the car was in very good shape. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was wrong with it, but it was fixed. And so I drove that car for an additional, so if I was 19, 4 years. 4 years. I drove it for 4 years, and then I bought another car. My point in what I'm saying is, I don't want my son to have to pay a car note, and I don't want him to have to always use my car. So I'm trying to be a good parent and provide my son with something. But then again, I do know, like, he's a kid. He's still 18. And, you know, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, they do dumb stuff. So if I buy him this car and I put $9,000 or $10,000 in it, and then he wrecks it, then I'm out of $9,000 or $10,000, and then he's walking around here, I ain't got no car to drive. You know, and I'm just like, I really want him to get I want him to get a car that will take him from point A to point B. And then once he's done with school, once he's done with his, because he's going for a trade, once he's done with his trade, he could, find a job that's going to pay him some money, build up his credit, build up all of that, and then we will get him another car that's a little bit more reliable. And again, I will want to be the one to kind of help him with that, because paying bills at 20 and 19, 21 and all that, that's for the birds. Like, I don't care what anybody say. Like, you want to be grown, that's fine. I got out on my own at 25. That was the worst mistake ever. Ended up getting pregnant. I mean, that wasn't the mistake. Well, shouldn't have been pregnant at 25. But here I am, 25, pregnant, and paying a car note, paying rent. Like, I should have stayed at home. Like, I should have stayed at home with my mama. Because by the time my father was deceased, I should have been at home, staying at home with my mama. I could have gotten a brand new car, paid that off, saved up about $10,000 or $15,000. Because at that time, I was working at the bank. And I didn't have no bills, you know, really. And so I was making decent money at the bank. So, like, I was a teller. And when I mean decent, I was making like $10 an hour. But back then, that was pretty decent. My son makes more money than I did at 19. You know, he makes way more money than I do right now at this point. And he works part-time. I'm like, dang. So, I don't want him to pay for... I want him to save his money. I don't, you know, my husband and I, we talk about him moving out. And, you know, of course, I don't want him to stay till he's 30. But what I'm saying is, I want him to have money saved up. Like, I don't want you to be like, well, you know, Mom, I want to come back home because I got out there too soon. Because when you leave, I want you gone. I don't want you to come back and be like, oh, I tried it, it didn't work, and so I'm back. So stay. When you get about 24, you know how to pay bills. You pay your phone bill. You pay car insurance. You know, you see, like, I want him to be responsible. Now, my son is cheap. So, I know he's going to pay his bills. But I need for him to be a little bit more responsible. So, that means sitting down with him, talking to him about money, talking to him about saving, talking to him about, like, all those things are important. And that is something that was told to me or preached to me. But again, I got out there too early. I want to say I had $3,000 saved up, and that was not nearly enough. Then on top of that, I turned around and got pregnant. What was I thinking? So yeah, but the good thing about it is I never begged my mama for a penny. But luckily for me and my kid, I bought my house, and I've been here ever since. So, and I'm doing very well, and I no longer make $10 an hour. So we are doing good. Anyway, let me get ready and get up off of here. I'll see you guys in a minute. What's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. I know that it is Friday, and I am just now showing my face on here. If you saw the clip this morning, my husband and I went out for breakfast. After I work out, that's kind of like my cheat meal, honestly. That place is a local little neighborhood. It's called Neighborhood Grill, actually. And it's a little neighborhood eating spot. It's very, don't want to say country, but it's very, you know, hey y'all, my name, what y'all, you want more coffee? It's like that. We were the only black folks up in there. But the food is so good that normally my husband and I will go there maybe on a Saturday if he's off of work, or like today when I'm leaving the gym, I'm like, I want something. So that's where we went this morning. And then I have not been to the grocery store at all. Such a bad wife, such a bad mother. So starting Sunday, I'm going to make my list tonight and go to the grocery store for Sunday. Tomorrow I am very super busy. I had all the time in the world to create content because I did nothing on my 9 to 5. I am so caught up that it's ridiculous. I did not study like I should. Procrastination at its best. But there's neither here nor there. I can go back to 8 o'clock this morning and replay anything or change things. The only thing I can do now is make things better. It is 6:48. I am dressed for bedtime. I'm going to lay down probably about 8 o'clock, because I'm debating, should I go to the gym in the morning or should I create content? And the gym opens up at 6. If I go to the gym, I can come home, shower, and I can create some content. But if I get up at 3 in the morning and do my face, create some type of makeup look, do my content, the outfits that I have laid out, do that, and really finish my podcast episode for this week, then I will be in the clear. I will feel like I've done something, but I will skip the gym because, oh no. Well, I have my friend, I think I told you guys earlier this week, my friend passed away. She passed away, and her homegoing is tomorrow. So I know I'm going to be crying. My husband asked me before he left, he was like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, probably not. It's going to be a lot of emotions tomorrow. I'm not very good when it comes down to feel. So that's kind of how I am. And I know I'm going to be shedding tears. So I'm going to make sure I have my Kleenex beside me. And the biggest thing for me is to not think about the good times, because then I'm going to start asking, well, why God? Like, why her? And all of that. And one thing, and I think I shared with you guys earlier, my friend was telling me, our other friend was telling me that she lived her best life. Our friend did everything that she wanted to do. She traveled across the world. She wanted to be an international realtor. Like, she did a lot. And I'm smiling because I can hear her voice telling me, okay, so what we're going to do? Okay, so how we going to do it? It is what it is. She's from California. And so she's just kind of like, either you going to piss or you going to get off the pot. Like, what are you going to do? And so she was one of those friends that she and we did not talk every day. However, when we did talk, it was like nothing, like no time has passed. And I remember, like, she texts me, and we always do that. I'd be like, Jack, because her name was Jackie. I'll call her Jack. And she'd be like, hola. And I'd be like, ¿cómo estás? And, I'd be like, so, like, when I got married, she was one of the first ones I told. And she was one of the first ones I told before I told everybody else. And so when I got engaged, I told her. And she's like, so what we going to do? Are you going to have a wedding? And, I'd be like, what you think? And so she was like, I already know the answer is no. Like, so we knew each other on that level, and we talked on that level. But our other friend, who I will be attending an evening with on Sunday, she and our friend who passed were very, very close. So, I'm worried about her, and I think she's being very strong about it. And so she and I actually will be hanging out on Sunday. And I think the passing of our friend, it kind of put us in a place where we always talk about, we are going to catch up. Girl, I'm gonna call you later. Let's do lunch. And we never do lunch. And I'm changing that. I know earlier this year I said that I wanted to reach out to people that I haven't spoken with in a very long time. And I wanted to kind of connect with them and see how they've been doing and what's been going on. And I have failed miserably. Like, I will say I'm going to do it, and then I get busy. Then I'm like, oh, I ain't got time. And so the passing of my friend, I'm saying now, I have all the time in the world. I'm going to make time. So that's making time for the friends that I have not seen. Even if we don't do anything every month, I want to at least do something every other month. So I'm meeting with another friend. I'm having lunch with her next Friday for a lunch date, because we see each other at these little different functions, and we always say, girl, we got to catch up. Yeah, girl, we got to catch up. And we never do. And I have been knowing her for 20 some years. And so, like, again, never miss a beat. And so she actually reached out to me and was like, okay, what's your schedule looking like? And I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad you reached out. Thank you for doing that. And so now the next time the ball is going to be in my court to make sure that I reach out to her and to everybody else. I also reached out to another one of my friends who I haven't spoken with, and she and I are going to, you know, hopefully next Saturday, I think she and I are going to do brunch or something like that. So I'm trying to really do better as a friend and do better as a woman, because I hang out probably with my husband or our couple of friends, and that's really it. Having a social life like I used to, I don't have that anymore since I've been married. Not saying that I can't have it, but I'm just saying I haven't had that in a very long time. So I'm trying to get back into the whole social life, meeting up with people, having lunch dates, having coffee dates, having moments where I am just really connecting with the people that I have not connected with in a very long time. So I said all of that to say to you, if there is someone in your life, or if there are some people that you have not spoken with in a very long time and they mean anything to you, please check on them. Please have those coffee dates. Please have those brunch outings. Please do it, because tomorrow is not promised, and you don't want to look back and think about all the things that you should have done and you didn't, and be regretful and kind of have a spiral out of control episode of crying and feeling bad and all of that. So I say that to everybody who sees this vlog and this point, to connect with your friends. Okay, I'm about to pull out my calendar, and I am going to do my content for May. Now, I had some plans for April. Can't live in the past, right? Gotta move on. So that's what I'm doing. Things just didn't work out. But here we are in May. I am very proud of myself on my fitness goals. Even though I've been kind of off plan for the last week or two, I'm proud of myself for getting up and doing something and starting out kind of better. As you know, last month in March, I want to say I kind of lost like 8 pounds. Now we are back to losing 5 because I gained 3. So I'm hoping that in May I'm going to get on the scale. I'm going to take my measurement. I have a trip coming up. I actually have 3 trips. And before that, our anniversary in May is coming up. So I'm excited for our anniversary. We are knocking on 3 years. And I think I'm gonna plan us a small little getaway. I told my husband that in 5 years, like our 5th year, like I am not celebrating my anniversary. And I say mine because he don't care where we go. If we go somewhere, we do good. If we don't, good. With me, I'm not doing it no more. Like when we hit 5 years, baby, we are taking a trip, okay? Every year after that, starting on our 5th one. So I don't know where we're gonna go, but we're going somewhere. I am not celebrating my anniversary here. And that brings me to my next point. This trip that I am taking and that I hope God blesses me to see in July, I'm being a content creator. I am getting sick and tired of going on these vacations and not taking no pictures, not really being being a creator. Like I am not being a creator. I am being just my regular self. And I don't want to do that no more. So I'm taking my vlogging camera. I'm going to do outfits. I'm going to do, makeup. Looks like I am creating content. When people say, my friends tell me, you want me to take your picture? I am giving them instructions, because there's nothing like taking pictures or seeing your pictures. You take bomb pictures on everybody else. Everybody else's picture, they looking all nice and you flattering. You're making sure you're not getting into any of those bad angles. When they take my pictures, I look like an Oompa Loompa. I look like, what's her name? Retribution. I look like Miss Piggy. I look like they don't do a very good job. And I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. From now on, I'm going to tell you, You're going to give me a count off. 1, 2, 3, snap. Give me a chance to get in my other formation. 1, 2, 3, snap. That's just what I'm going to do, because I hate looking at my pictures. And I know I'm very photogenic. Like, I know my angles. I know that I can't take pictures on my right side. I need to be on my left. So if you ever see any pictures of me, you're going to always see me on the left with my hand on my hip. That helps sucks in the roles that I got playing on the side. So the pictures that other people take of me, like I said, I be looking, I mean, like, it just don't be looking right. And so I'm gonna make that butts do it over. If I look at my pictures and I done took your pictures and you looking all slim and skinny and you looking all fresh and looking nice, because I know how to do the angles, and I get my pictures and I look funny, do it over. Scratch all of them, do it over. Because don't take my pictures when I'm just snapping. No, I'm just snapping. No, don't just snap on me. 1, 2, 3, pose. 1, 2, 3, pose. That's the case. So I know I just went on a rant, but y'all, I get so upset when I see, granted, hold on, let me say this. I know I have gained weight, so I'm already self-conscious about that. But now that I am losing some, and I can kind of tell, I don't know if y'all can, but I can tell that I'm toning, and my face is not as round as it normally is. And I know that my clothes are fitting a little bit better. So by the time I go on this trip, I feel I am going to be in the presence of the creator mode. So I need to have an agenda. I am going to all these different places, and I am not utilizing my content skills. Like, I am not saying, like, I'm not having a content plan. So this trip, we having a content plan. We're going to do vlogging. We're going to do a blog post. We are going to do Instagram content, TikTok content. We're going to do outfit inspirations. We're going to do makeup. I'm going to be there probably for 6 or 7 days. Well, 6 days, not 7. It's time. This is my 5th year. I'm celebrating 5 years as a blogger. And I still sometimes feel like an amateur. No more. We ain't doing that no more. Sorry, you guys. I know I look a mess. I've been, of course, crying. The funeral is over. My friend, she touched so many people. And to hear the stories that they shared, of course, they had, key people to speak. One of our friends, our other friend, she spoke. And I am just thankful to have known her, and I am just thankful to have had over 15 years of being in her presence. Yeah, so let's head to the cocktail festival. I'm gonna have to change clothes. I don't know. I think I have time to go home, so I think I'm gonna go home first and change something, because it is hot. I mean, it is like 80 degrees out here. I am sweating. I need water. I feel like putting on a sundress, so I think that's what I'm gonna go do. The outfit that I have on, of course, it's all black. Her favorite color was blue. I didn't wear blue because the dress that I had was blue. My stomach was gonna be bloated. I wore black. Sorry, big dog. And yeah, so anyway, y'all, that is over. Tears of joy, tears of appreciation, and I need to continue what my friend would want me to continue, and that's, girl, living my life. So let me get off of here, concentrate on the road, and I will see you guys in a minute. I need to change my battery, because some type of way my battery, again, is saying that it's low. So
building self-esteem, like it's all what I enjoy thoroughly. Like I love making women feel good from the inside.